All right, it's a new shirt. Can y'all read it? People get so mad that they can't read my shirts. There you go. There's my new shirt for the day. All right, hi everybody, it's Don, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, so today I want to cover some of the things that Carnival Cruise Line, and in particular John Heald, their Facebook basic spokesperson out there, has to deal with on a daily basis, and how many rumors are out there that people just say, oh, it's true, this is happening, this is going on, and they're debunked all the time. I have a bunch of examples, and they're not over from the entire year. They're from just this month. So recently, John Heald had to put the kibosh on a lot of these rumors. So we'll start from the earliest one of this month to the latest one of this month. And, well, we all know there was some bad weather happening, some in Australia, a couple other places, and a couple of the Carnival ships ended up being delayed. And some posters started putting out this saying that their ships are running out of food. That's right. Carnival ships will run out of food if the ship is delayed more than half a day. They only stock enough food to get to the next, embarkation, disembarkation day. Completely untrue. Completely untrue. For one thing, there are various places where they restock food on cruises many, many times. It's not just one place all the time, unless the ship is running, say, from Orlando and doing nothing but 3-day cruises. But they don't just bring on 3 days of food. They have enough food in case something happens and they have to keep everybody, going on. What happens if all of a sudden the ship sells more than they thought they were going to do, and all of a sudden they have a lot more food than they thought, not enough food for it. So no. They have enough food. If you get stuck at sea, I was on the Sun Princess. We got stuck at sea over 2 days because of a hurricane. Never thought about running out of food. There was lots of food. So no, that was not a thing. John Heald had to put the stamp of disapproval on that. That didn't happen. How about this rumor? Somebody started a rumor saying that the Carnival bartenders on board will, they're going to take longer to serve those guests who aren't tipping them when they go to the bar. So they say that the bartenders are basically paying attention to who's leaving the dollar tip, who's not leaving a dollar tip. And they're purposely going to those people they know who are tipping first before serving other passengers who do not tip the bartenders. And I've never seen this happen. I don't think anybody out there has seen this happen. And if the bar managers saw this happening, those bartenders would be out on their ear pretty quickly. So yeah, they had to put, that's not happening. And if it was happening, I'm sure the bar managers would be well aware of it and they wouldn't tolerate it, because that's not a thing on cruise ships. Begging for tips or providing poor service for not tipping would be immediately grounds for disillusionment of your job. Let's put it that way. Next, the cruise line is running out of eggs. That's right. With the price of eggs skyrocketing, the cruise lines have, they cut back on how many eggs they're buying now. So now Carnival Cruise Line's running out of eggs. No, they're not. No, they're not. There's plenty of eggs. You can still get omelets. You can still get eggs at breakfast. There is eggs still on board. That was a completely unfounded rumor again. Can you see where this is going? How these rumors get started? It could be as simple as one person went down and didn't see an egg station, and then all of a sudden start saying that the cruise line's running out of eggs. That's right, the whole cruise line's running out of eggs because you didn't see the egg station someday. Or you arrived at breakfast late when they were getting ready to shut down, and they had already there was no more eggs. They weren't cooking them. You were at the leftovers of what was remaining out there. So yeah, no, they're not running out of eggs. And how about this one? Remember this one? Hey, you can go to your doctor and you can get a medical exemption for the drink package. Right now, as it stands, you know that if there's 2 people in a stateroom, 1 person drinks, 1 person doesn't drink, well, you got to buy 2 drink packages or no drink package. It's up to you. Well, people were saying, no, if you get a medical exemption from your doctor, you don't have to pay. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. There is no such thing as a medical exemption for, at least on Carnival, for the drink package. It's all or nothing. A lot of people say, you know, 1 person would get the drink package, say for the couple, and they know they're not going to drink 15 drinks. So, for instance, the husband would go up, order a drink, go back to the table, go back up, order another drink, go back to the table, and his wife takes the drink. You see how that can work? That's why there is no exemption to this rule. People abuse it. People will try and get away with it. People don't want to spend money. It's a natural thing. We don't want to spend more money on our cruise if we don't have to. And if we think we can get away with something, people try and get away with it. So no medical exemption for the drink package. And oh yeah, you know those muster drills where you just have to watch the video and then you just go and check in at the muster station? Carnival's doing away with it. That's right, they're doing away with it. All the cruise line is going back to in-person muster drills. No, they're not. No, they're not. First of all, it's a pretty big savings for them not to have the whole cruise shut down and stop serving drinks and food and selling items and everything. They prefer this system because it's more efficient for one thing. Yes, they have to have crew members available longer for certain things, but they don't have to have every crew member available during the muster drills, and they're not going back to that. What happens is the cruise lines, for instance, every 5 or 6 months do 1 in-person muster drill on each ship. You might be the lucky cruisers that get on board. It happened to me when I was on the Majestic Princess. They had a in-person muster drill. No one knew what was going on. Hey, what's going on? Even the staff on board, like the entertainers that I am friends with, didn't know what was going on, but that's it. We had an in-person muster drill. The next cruise did not. The cruise after that did not. It's only a once in a 5 or 6 months that they just do 1 more in-person muster drill just for some kind of standards and to make sure that things are still running smoothly. And they know how to do it if they ever are ordered to get back to doing this again in the future. I think there's also a stipulation from some government regulations now that every so often they do have to do at least 1 in-person muster drill. So no, not the whole cruise line, just that. And of course, the most recent rumor to start from Carnival Cruise Line is the to-go cups at the coffee house are going away. Everybody will now be forced to sit at the tables and drink in a mug, because this is going to save the environment from those to-go cups, and they're also going to save on recycling costs, and they're also going to save water. How they're going to save water, I'm not sure, because, you know, whether you're pouring it into a to-go cup or a mug, same water goes in. Not sure how that was part of the rumor, but it's going away. You're going to be forced every time to do that. No, they're not going away. Again, this is somebody who started a rumor for some reason. Maybe the ship was resupplying that bar with new to-go cups at the time, and they ran out for an hour or something like that while they brought it up from storage. But no, they're not removing the to-go cups. Can you imagine them saying, oh, here's the mugs? Those mugs would be walking all over the ship. Nobody's going to sit at the table every single time and have their coffee. They're going to grab that mug and they're going to head off to what they want to do. They're going to bring it back to their room. That coffee house would run out of mugs, you know, within a couple hours. I'm guessing they would have to have thousands and thousands of coffee mugs in supply for this to happen. So no, they are not getting rid of the to-go cups. Yeah, that's a lot of rumors, right? That's a lot of falsehoods that started, and guess what? That's only March. That's only March. Can you imagine how many of these false rumors add up over the course of the year for poor John Heald? What do you think? How would you like to have his job where he has to debunk all of these rumors and also handle all those complaints on Facebook? Nope, Nope, count me out. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.